Fiancee tells my sister to do this for a month before wedding or she's uninvited. My sister's scream shattered the dinner table silence like a dropped glass. You want me to what for a month, she spat, her fork clattering against the plate. This wasn't just a family spat, it was the moment our family's fragile bonds began to fray, all because of my fiance's outrageous demand. It started innocently enough. I'm Ethan, 29, engaged to Claire, the woman I thought I'd spend my life with. My sister, Mia, 26, is my best friend, always has been. She's the kind of person who'd give you her last dollar or cry with you at 3 a.m. over a broken heart. Claire, though, is different, polished, driven, a lawyer who plans life like she's drafting a contract. I loved her for it until that night. We were at my parents' house, gathered for what was supposed to be a cozy engagement dinner. Mia was joking about her maid of honor speech, teasing me about my old high school mullet. Everyone laughed, except Claire. Her smile was tight, like she was holding back a storm. Then, as Mom served dessert, Claire cleared her throat and slid a piece of paper across the table to Mia. I have a request, she said, her voice calm but razor sharp. If you want to be in the wedding, you need to follow this for the next month. Mia's eyes widened as she scanned the paper. I leaned over, curious, and my stomach dropped. It was a contract, a list of rules for Mia to follow before our wedding. No drinking, no social media posts about the wedding, daily gym visits with a trainer Claire had hired, a diet plan banning carbs and sugar, and, most bizarrely, a clause demanding Mia refrain from emotional outbursts to maintain the wedding's aesthetic. If she broke any rule, she'd be uninvited from her own brother's wedding. Are you serious? Mia's voice cracked, her face a mix of shock and betrayal. She looked at me, waiting for me to say something, anything. But I froze, my throat tight, caught between the woman I loved and the sister I'd die for. Claire leaned back, unfazed. It's for the wedding's image, she said. You're the maid of honor. You need to look and act the part. Mom gasped. Dad's fork hovered midair. Mia's eyes glistened, but she didn't cry. Not yet. You're saying I'm not good enough as I am, she asked, her voice low. Dangerous. Claire didn't flinch. I'm saying you could be better. For us. That word us hit me like a slap. Was this really us? Had I agreed to this, I tried to speak, but Claire cut me off. Ethan agrees. We discussed it. My jaw dropped. We talked about Mia's wild side, her late-night karaoke binges, her unfiltered Instagram rants, but I'd never signed off on this. Mia's gaze burned into me, and I felt like the worst brother alive. The table erupted. Mom called it controlling nonsense. Dad muttered about modern brides. Mia, though, didn't yell. She stood, crumpled the paper, and tossed it at Claire. You don't get to rewrite me, she said, then walked out. The front door slammed, echoing in my chest. I chased after her, guilt clawing at me. Mia was in the driveway, leaning against her beat-up Honda, staring at the stars. Did you know about this? She asked without looking at me. I stammered. Not exactly. She mentioned wanting things. Perfect. But I didn't know she'd go this far. Mia laughed. Bitter. Perfect. Right. Because I'm such a mess. Her voice broke, and I saw the hurt I'd caused by staying silent. Claire's reasoning came later, in our apartment, where she paced like a lawyer in court. Mia's unpredictable. She said she could ruin the wedding, show up drunk, post something embarrassing, or throw a tantrum. I'm protecting our day. I wanted to argue, but part of me wondered if she had a point. Mia was a wild card. Last year, she'd crashed a friend's bachelorette party with a karaoke rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody that ended in a spilled margarita disaster. But this felt like Claire was trying to erase her. Over the next week, the family split. Mom and Dad begged me to talk sense into Claire. Mia stopped answering my texts. I felt like I was losing everyone. Then Claire doubled down. If Mia can't handle a few rules, Maybe she shouldn't be in our lives, she said. That was the moment I saw her differently, like she was a stranger wearing my fiance's face. I drove to Mia's apartment, uninvited, like Claire threatened to do to her. Mia opened the door, her eyes red but fierce. You here to give me another contract, she quipped. I hugged her, apologizing until my voice gave out. I told her about Claire's words, about my doubts. Mia listened, then said something that cut deep. You're choosing her because you're scared of being alone. But Ethan, you're losing yourself. She was right. I'd been so caught up in Claire's vision of a perfect life that I'd ignored the cost. Mia wasn't perfect. She was loud, messy, human, but she was family. And family doesn't come with terms and conditions. I confronted Claire that night. This isn't about the wedding, I said. It's about control. You can't dictate who Mia is. Claire's face hardened. If you can't support me, maybe we're not ready for this. The words hung there, heavy. I thought about our future kids, holidays, growing old, and realized I couldn't imagine it without Mia's laugh in the background. The wedding was a month away, but I called it off. Claire cried, then left, taking her contract and her vision of us with her. It hurt, but not as much as betraying Mia would have. I spent the next week rebuilding with my sister. We drank cheap wine, sang off-key karaoke, and laughed until we cried. Mia didn't gloat, she just hugged me and said, "You're enough, Ethan, just as you are." Looking back, I see the real cost of that night. It wasn't just about a wedding, it was about loyalty, love, and the courage to stand up for what's right, even when it breaks your heart. Mia's teaching me to embrace the messiness of life, and I'm learning, slowly. What do you think? Was I right to choose my sister? Or should I have tried harder to compromise with Claire? Share your thoughts. I'm curious where you stand. And